Tomorrow night begins the 2019 World Series, and this year it features the Washington Nationals and the Houston Astros. The Nationals are in their first World Series in franchise history, while the Astros are back in the World Series just 2 years after winning it in 2017. So right away, the Astros have an advantage experience-wise, and they also have home field advantage. So that's two accolades the Astros have going into this series. And I think this series, it's actually more evenly matched than what a lot of the experts are thinking. Because a lot of people that I've seen on social media, they think the Astros are going to sweep the Nationals and they're going to run away with this series easily. But I think the Nationals are going to be able to win a game or two in this series and extend it a little bit. Because the Nationals, they have better quantity of pitching. While sometimes quantity works in a big series like this over quality. So the big question is, will Washington's quantity outweigh Houston's quality? That's the big question. And Game 1 is going to be a huge indicator of who's going to win this series. Because I think this is evenly matched. I don't think this is going to be a blowout in either direction. I don't think it's a sweep or anything. But Game 1, Max Scherzer versus Gerrit Cole. A pitching duel, at least is what is expected. But I feel like I'm the only one that's not expecting a pitcher's duel in any of the games. I think both these teams are evenly matched. Although I do give Houston a little bit of an accolade here with their experience. But I think this is going to be the quality as the favorite so far. Gerrit Cole is the best pitcher in this World Series. He's had a Cy Young type of season. I don't think anybody can stop Gerrit Cole at this point. I think the Astros take Game 1. However, I do think there's going to be plenty of runs scored in this Game 1. I think the bats for both sides is going to come through in this series at various points throughout this 7-game series. I think Houston wins in a higher scoring game than what is expected. I think the Astros win 7-5 in Game 1. Game 2, I also like going to the Astros. I think the Astros, they hold surge at Minute Maid Park in these first 2 games. But this is where I think the series starts to take a little bit of a turn. Game 3, I think, will go to the Nationals, and I think it's going to lead them to success in Game 4. So I think the Nationals take Games 3 and 4 in this series, and we're set up 2-2, best 2 out of 3 at this point. And Game 3, I favor Houston at this point. I think the Astros will take Game 5. I think this is going to be a game where it ultimately comes down to the bullpens. And I think the Astros bullpen will hold surge in Game 5. In Game 6, I think the Astros, they finish off the series in 6 games. So my prediction for this 2019 World Series, the Astros in 6 games. I think Houston in 6. I think the Nationals, I think they're going to fight their hardest in this series. There is more pressure, I think, on the Astros because the Astros were almost expected to be here at this point. While Houston has the experience, there's more pressure to that because they've already won a World Series and they're expected to win this series. While the Nationals, they have nothing to lose, just everything to gain because nobody expected the Nationals to be here in this World Series. This is the offseason, especially in the offseason when Bryce Harper left the Nationals and signed with the Phillies. A lot of people thought the Nationals were not going to even make the playoffs this year. Even myself. And the Nationals have definitely surprised me this season and everyone else. So I think the Nationals, they're going to win at least 1 or 2 games in this series. I don't see this going to 7 games, but Astros in 6. So comment your thoughts down below, like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.